In this video, I shall talk about how to convert primal to dual in maximization case with equal to constraints, and when you given that it is unrestricted in sign, so how to deal with it. For that, I've taken an example: maximize z x1 plus x2, 2x1 plus x2 is equal to 5, 3x1 minus x2 is equal to 6. So where x1 and x2 are unrestricted in sign, so what I'll do is, in order to convert this equality, this means this is an equal to sign and this is x1 and x2 is unrestricted in sign. This means that I can put the value for x1 in a negative form and in a positive form. So since we have x2, so I'll put this value as x3 minus x4. मतलब एक positive sign और एक negative sign कुछ भी हो सकता है. x2 x5 एंड माइनस x6 एक पॉजिटिव साइन के साथ, एक नेगेटिव साइन के साथ. अब पुटिंग दीज वैल्यूज, नाउ आई पुट दीज वैल्यूज इन द ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन एज वेल एज इन माई. So this is x3 minus x4, putting it in this, plus x5 minus x6, and then subject to constraints. In the constraints I would put the value of x1 here and x2 here is equals to 5, and again I'll put this value minus, and here it is x5 minus x6, and then I'll open up this equations. 2x3 minus 2x4 plus x5 minus x6 is equals to 5. 3x3 minus 3x4 minus x5 and plus x6 is equals to 6. Now ये equal to equation है, मतलब एक इसका greater than aspect है, एक इसका less than aspect है, and same is with this equation. So I'll jot it down. So एक इसका aspect हमारा less than है और एक हमारा इसका aspect greater than है. Similarly with the next equation, एक aspect इसका greater than है because वो equal to है, तो एक aspect इसका less than है, एक greater than है. This is how you deal with the unrestricted sign in case of the conversion of primal to dual. So now in order to convert the less than equation or the greater than equation, so greater than equation multiplied by minus 1, greater than equations multiplied by minus 1 will come into all less than equations. So I can do that. So I'll do that in this case. So simply what I'll do is, I'll simply convert these equations. So this is 2x3 minus 2x4 plus x5 minus x6 less than equal to 5 minus 2x3 minus plus, because I'm multiplying the entire equation, less than equal to minus 5. Similarly for the next equation, now I want all of them in one format, that is in the less than format. So all these are in less than format. Now to convert them, what I'll do is, I'll simply write down, now since it was the maximization case, I would convert it into minimization case. So how would I convert it? Minimize z is equals to, I'll write down the objective function and subject to constraints. Now the vertical things become horizontal, horizontal things become vertical. So I'll write down 2, minus 2, 3 and minus 3 with y sign. So this is 2 y1 minus 2 y2 plus 3 y3 and minus 3 y4, and similarly again the same thing, minus 2 plus 2 minus 3 and plus 3. So this is minus 2 y1 now, and this is plus 2 y2, this is minus 3 y3 and plus 3 y4. So clearly what's this? Don't skip the video in between because you will not be able to understand it then. 3 minus 3, vertically I'm seeing it and writing it, I'm seeing it horizontally and I'm writing it vertically because this is the rule for conversion of primal into dual. So this is x5 minus x5 minus x5 and plus x5. So this is how I write it. I'll write it y1 minus y2 and minus y3 and plus y4, and for the last one it is minus x plus plus and minus. So this is minus y1 plus y2 plus y3 and माइनस y4. सो एज यू कैन ऑब्जर्व यहाँ पे जो प्लस है वो माइनस है, जो यहाँ पे माइनस है वो प्लस है. सिमिलर इज विद द अदर इक्वेशन ऑल्सो. So in this case I can club these equations, I can put their values, and in the objective function what I'll do is I'll use this 5 minus 5 6, and so I'll write 5 y1 minus 5 y2 plus 6 y3 minus 6 y4, right? So I'll write it down, and what will be now the objective function, that is this will be my constraints 1 minus 1 plus 1 and minus 1. So these are my constraints in this case. So this is again with a greater than sign they'll be converted. So they'll be converted into less than constraint is converted into greater than constraint. So this is greater than 1, this is greater than minus 1, this is greater than 1, this is greater than minus 1, right? So now I'll club these equations. These are the same equations but in a minus and a plus sign. So simply by putting the value, I'll club these. I'll write down 2y1 minus 2y2 plus 3y3 minus 3y4. Now 1 is with a greater than less than sign, so this can be converted into less than sign, so it will be a greater equal to constraint. एक आपके पास greater than है, एक आपके पास less than है, because इसको सारे को अगर आप value change करते हो इसमें तो वो less than sign हो जाता है. इधर भी ऐसे ही है, y1 minus y2 माइनस y3 प्लस y4, एक ग्रेटर दैन साइन के साथ है, एक लेस दैन के साथ है, तो आपका इक्वल टू हो जाएगा. ठीक है, इधर भी ऐसे हो जाएगा, ये 5 हो जाएगा और ये 6 हो जाएगा, सिंपली एक में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. एंड हियर यू कैन पुट द वैल्यूज लाइक सो आई विल सिंपली राइट डाउन हियर इज इक्वल टू 1 and 1 बिकॉज ये यहाँ पे ग्रेटर दैन लेस दैन है. ठीक है, उसके बाद ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन का क्या करना है, मिनिमाइज z इज इक्वल्स टू 5y1 minus 5y2 plus 6y3 and minus 6y4 ऐसे है. अब आप क्या करो, आपको दिख रहा है कॉमन 5 5, कॉमन 6 6, कॉमन 2 2, कॉमन 3 3, कॉमन 1 1, कॉमन 1 1. सो यहाँ पे 5 अगर बाहर ले लूँ तो अंदर क्या बचता है y1 y2, और यहाँ पे 6 अगर बाहर ले लूँ तो के अंदर क्या बचता है y3 माइनस y4. तो इसको सिंपली पुट कर दूँ, पुटिंग y1 y2 as y5 because y3 y4 है मेरे पास, and this as y6. तो मैं सिंपली इसको लिख सकती हूँ 5y5 plus 6y6, right? This is for minimize z and subject to constraints. अब again वो values put कर दूँ. y1 y2 को क्या put किया है मैंने y5, so I'll write 2y5 plus 3y6, y5 minus y6, right? So equal to 1 and नीचे I'll write down y1 y5 and y6 are greater than equal to 0, and y1 and y2 are also unrestricted in sign because they can assume any of the signs, so they are greater than equal to 0 in case of minimization case. So this is how you deal with unrestricted and sign constraints while converting the primal into dual. I hope it was useful. You can also watch another series of my videos on nature on my Instagram handle. I'll be posting the link. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.